So, hello everybody, welcome to the live session. So, today we'll be learning about variables and functions. So, what is coding actually? So, what is meant by coding? Coding is a language that only a computer understands. So, what is coding? Coding is a language that the computer understands. So today we are going to learn about two things. Those are a variable and a function. So a variable is a certain thing that has different values. So that means let's take math numbers. So 1 is 1, we can't change it. 2 is 2, we can't change it till infinity. Whereas when it comes to a variable, let's take x. X can be anything, whatever we name it. X can be 1, x can be 2, x can be y, x can be 3 also. That is what a variable means. It can be anything. So today we'll be learning how to create a variable in this. So this is a platform in which we can study coding. This is code.org. I have mentioned it in the description. You can go for it. You can click on it after the session has ended and try it on your own. I'll be sharing this link in my YouTube channel. You can view it there also. So let's try to create a variable. So today we'll be talking about sprites. So var sprite. Let's drop it down. Var sprite. What is var? Var means a variable. Var means a variable. So we can name anything, as I said you. Variable can be anything. So let's name our variable. What do we name it? So let's name it. So we'll make a ball. Okay, we'll make a ball. So var ball equals to create sprite. Now what is this create sprite thing? It's not a juice. Okay, it is in Codec. Sprites means they are drawings that are visible on the screen here. So let's see. We have clicked create variable. Now it has to appear on the screen. You can see the run button. When we click on the run, it should be appearing on the screen. Right? Where is it? It isn't appearing on the screen. Let me just make it a bit bigger. So yes, it is not appearing on the screen. What must be the problem? And this is like your graph, the mathematic graph you use. Okay, so it is 400. It is a 400 by 400 grid. These squares, each big square represents a 100 by 100 grid. 100, 100, 100, 100, and then 100, 100, 400 by 400. And every small division represents 50. 50, 50, 100, 50, 50, 100. So that's like that. So 58. So you have understood, right? So why doesn't appear? We have told the computer that I want to make a ball, but did we say that we want the ball on the screen? No. So the computer takes it as draw sprites, bracket open, close, and then a semicolon. So let's reset and run. See, oh, what is that? It is that in the middle of the screen. That is what it takes. This 200 by 200 mentions the grid we have shown. So let's see. This is 200 by 200. A sprite always starts from a middle. Where does a sprite start from? The middle. So here we have given 200 by 200. So what will it do? It will go 200. It will go from the middle. How much is it? 100 to this side, 100 to this side. How much is 100 plus 100? 200. That's obvious. Even the above and below. Even to above and below also. So now let's try. Wait. Can we change the breadth and width? Can we change the width and height? Yes, why not? This 200 is the x position, y position, and then we can give the width. So let's give width as 20. Okay. We have given the width as 20. Now let's see what changes. I'm just taking out the grid. Oh, it has become a rectangle. It's like a paddle. So now let's give it a height. Okay. Should we elongate it? Yeah, we'll elongate it. So let's give it 400. That will be the whole screen covering. Run. Oh, it's a division in between the screen. See that, right? So now, okay. So we'll just make it a 20 by 20 because we need a small ball. Okay, don't say ball is a circle. We'll learn that in the later classes. Okay. So yeah, we have got our small ball. So yeah, this draw sprite function. What is draw sprite function? That is what we are going to learn now. What is a function? A function is a thing which calls something onto the screen, which derives something, which puts something into it. This is function draw. This is where the output prints. If we want to print the output on our screen, we have to put it in the function draw. Where should we put our things to print them on the screen? Function draw. So now let's try to draw sprites. Okay. Let's try to create another sprite. Okay. So now I leave this to the chat now. Okay. I leave this to the chat now. So how do we create a sprite? I want to create a small sprite. You name it. Put it in the chat box. I'm checking the chat box. I'll wait. Okay? So let's see. No one is typing in the chat box. I've explained right how to create a variable and a sprite. Just put it in the live chat. Let's see. It's a first. Okay then, let's continue. I guess everybody's feeling shy. Okay. So now the ball is just sitting over there. So what do? We want it to move, right? It will be good moving. So let's make it move, okay? To move it, what do? What do we do to move a car? We accelerate it so that it goes. What does it achieve? It achieves speed to move front. So we are going to give speed to it. So let's try. Ball dot velocity x. What is velocity x now? Velocity x is like now we want the ball to move to the right side. So what will it happen? Let's see. So velocity x will be to the right side. So it will move to the right. That is the velocity x. Here, when we give velocities, you can look at here. When we give positive value like equals to, let me just show you, equals to 5. Let's give it a velocity of 5. Let's reset, run. Oh, what is happening? What is happening? Why did that become a long tube? Because we didn't set a background. It is printing many sprites one after other because we didn't give a background. Whereas the background covers everything. So background, let it be, what do you say? Let's make it red, okay? Let's make it red. Let's enter that semicolon. Now let's see what happens. Oh, cube is vanished. The tube has vanished. Now let's see. We have achieved velocity x now. So next we want to give velocity y. Will it be good to move left side to the right only? We want to make it move down and up also. So here comes the trick. Like not trick, like a twist or something. Here, when we give velocity to the negative value, that is ball, ball is our variable. We call the variable and then velocity. See, these are all the sprite functions. These are all inbuilt sprite functions. We are pulling them here to draw them, to show them, to print them on the screen. So now let's give velocity y. So sprite is the variable which we have renamed as ball. So now here it will be ball. So just read it. Dot velocity y equals to, uh, let's make it fast. So 10. So 10, that means where would it move? Just take a guess. Okay, everybody have their answers in your mind, right? Let's check, okay? Will it move up or down? Let's see, up or down. So let's run. Oh, is it going down? Hey, how many of you guessed one? Just down. Put a one in the chat box. And let's continue our class, okay? So we want it to go up. That means we have to give a negative value. -5. Reset and then run. Oh, it's moving upwards. Awesome, right? We have given the animations. Hey, where did our ball go? Where did the sprite go? It went out. It went out of the screen. So we can't pull it back now because it's out of our hands. Let's see. Just give a guess. Watch. How should we pull it back? How should we pull it back? Think, think, think. We have so many sprites here. Let's see what will be useful. Okay, so these are the edges of the screen. That is all 0, 0, 0, 0. This is all the y, this is all the x. X is 400, y is 400. So now I'll be telling you. We have another function called as bounce off to keep it inside the perimeters. So now we have the velocities, we have the background color. Now let's give our ball also a color. What do you say? It's gray, not nice, right? Cheap. So ball dot sprite color is the function for this. 1 second. What happened? Let me just check. Left hand bounces. Ball dot sprite color equals to red. Let's see. So run. Wait, it is not changing. See this. This will be a suspense for the next class. Okay, let's keep it as a suspense. So next, draw sprites. We have completed that, but so let's call it after draw sprites. Okay, after draw sprites. Let's see what happens. For this, for the ball to be in the perimeters and bounce off the edges, boom, 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 boom. We have to give bounce off to it. Bounce off the edges, bounce off function. See, that's like a bit obvious, but not too obvious. So let's pull that function. See, you can do this also in Coda. You can pull the functions down here. So what is our sprite's name? What is our sprite's name? Type it in the chat box. Let's see, type it in the chat box. What is the sprite's name? Ball, exactly, ball. Let's give it ball. And then what is our target? What is our target? So let's see, it's going upwards, right? So let's block our top edge. That is the top edge. We can't call edges everything. So top edge. Let's see what happens. Wait, why is it showing a red mark? Because this should be printed in the screen, not after we have drawn the screen. So let's move it up. Do you see it? Enter, enter. We have to keep our code neat and clean. Wait, why again? Let's check. So we didn't create. We have to create something called edge sprites. That means it is an inbuilt function which will make variables. We have made a variable called ball on our own. Whereas create edge sprites makes 4 variables on its own to make the edges, like the edges, the 400 by 400. You can see my mouse, right? The top, down, bottom, and left and right. So Now let's see if it works. Run. Oh, see, it bounced up. Okay, that's like a bit too fast. Let's make the bounce off function for the right edge also, so that it bounces off properly. So reset and run. Now let's see. Oh, is it bouncing off right there? See, let's decrease the velocity. Might be a problem there. Oh, because bounces it off, and then our ball is bounce again going to that way. Like your car is going, okay, let's not take a car, your toy car, okay, your remote control car, you have pressed the forward button, it has crashed into a wall, it came back again, crashed, you're still holding the forward button, boom 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 boom, that happens, right? So what do? This is where a new function comes in. So what happens? Let's give it a bounce and try. What happens now? Ah, gone away because it is not the proper function. So now, next. But now we'll talk about loops for a second. Loop, okay? We are going to use a if loop. What is an if loop? If, if. So what is if? So it's like a, if is if, right? So we give if this happens, that will happen too, right? If an earthquake comes, the ground breaks too. That's a bad example. I'll take that back. Okay. So let's see. So this bounce off, let's put it in our, oh, sorry, I made a big mistake here. The function should be inside draw sprites. Did anybody guess that? Put a one in the chat box if you guessed that. Let's see. Now let's put it here. Control. So yeah, so this bracket here we give what happens if what has happened. What should happen? The ball should bounce off the top edge. The ball should bounce off the top edge. If the ball has bounced off the top edge, the other one we have to put it in the curly brackets. The curly brackets takes a JavaScript. JavaScript, that is what we are doing, but this is very, very basic level. We'll go to intermediate and professional later, okay? So now, let's see, what should be the velocity? It should change, right? Ball dot velocity x equals to minus 3. Let's just make it negative, okay? Minus 3, and then ball dot velocity y. Where? Let's make it down. Why not? I mean, why not? 5, enter. And so this is one if loop. So let's just take this out. Control X will cut it. Now let's run and try what happens. Oh, 1 minute. What is the problem again? Created sprites. Reset. What is the problem now? Control X. Now, yeah, it will not move. Let's see. After creating its sprites, reset and run. Oh. Ball dot bounce off top edge. What must be the problem? Let me just think, okay? I messed up. I did this long ago, so let me just check on it. Let me just have a check on it. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. We have given var ball is equals to create sprite. So what must be the mistake? Because we have, when we create it in the function draw, what happens is it will print it forever. It will be printed forever. So we have to call it out of the function draw. We have to make it outside the computer's brain and then feed it to it. Now let's have a look. See? Nice or not? Okay, yeah. So this is one part done. So let's see what's the next part to do. But it went out of the screen again. Oh, what's the problem with it? Okay, let's see. Whoever types it in the chat box. Who types it first? Let's see. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting in the chat box. Let's see. Type it in the chat box. What function should we write? I'm waiting. Waiting. Type the function in the chat box. Faster. Yeah, let's check. Did anyone type it? Satvik Rikamarts. Bounce off. Yeah, bounce off for which? Yeah, you're right. So let's type it. So let's type our bounce off function now. Let's see, okay? So if we should give an if loop. If loop, it continuously loops it again, right? So we have to give the function ball dot bounce off which edge now? Bottom edge. So bottom edge, let's open close. So what will be the ball's velocity? Ball dot velocity x equals to 4 4 ball dot velocity y equals to, sorry for the disturbance, my mic had a problem just now. It had another, even I heard that sound. So it will be, what should we give? What should we give? Minus, because it has to go up. Let's give minus 3. Let's play with the values. Why not? I mean, why not? It'll take anything. It's just an empty brain. It's an empty space. You can fill it with anything, right? If. Now let's open another function of if loop. Still, 2 more edges are left. What are those edges? Type it in the chat box. I'm still here. Come on, type it. Which 2 edges are left in the chat box? Which 2 edges are the left? Come on, type it. Faster, faster, faster. Faster, 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 faster. Okay, so it is going to be ball dot bounce off top edge. Oh, top edge is done. Why am I typing again top edge? Let's type right edge. Right edge is the right one, as you all know. I know what am I saying? Right? See? Now ball dot velocity x. Oh, why did I say y? So yes, so we are going to do all of it in the camel case. Okay, camel case. Like if you are giving 2 words. Now let's see. I've given here ball, right? Ball is at. So what if I give it a green ball? Okay, gray ball. Okay, gray ball. So here, if we give gray and ball, it will take it as 2 entities. Entities meaning 2 variables. So we have to give here camel case. That is, when we are giving 2 words as one, we have to make the first letter as small. That is the lowercase. G should be small, and then the second word should be the first letter should be capital. This is what camel case is. But for now, we are going to make it small b. I'll go more deeper in the next class. For now, let's be basic, okay? So let's see. And it bounces off the right edge. Give me any number, but don't make it so high, okay? Give me any number in the chat box. Any number, random number. 1 to 10. 1 to 10. I'm checking the chat box. Come on. Come on, any number. Random people. Okay, nobody's answering. I'll just go for it. So I want to make it go back by 6. That's actually pretty high, but yet. Velocit. Never give wrong spellings, okay? Remember that. Never give wrong spellings. It will show solutions already, okay? So velocity y. I want to make it go down. Make it go down? Yes, go down. -7. 1 second. Let's give it 3. Missing semicolon. That is what it says. Reset and run. Let's see. Bounce off. Playing nice. It went out. Oh boy. Let's make another function. If ball dot bounce off. Now, which edge is it? Which edge is it? Come on, type it in the chat box at least now. Which edge is it? Which edge should we type in? It's okay, no problem. I'll be sharing the link in the chat box after we have completed writing the code. You can also view the video later. Okay, Ohas, you can view it later also. The video will be in the chat box. I'll also share the function, okay? Functions and all, and I'll share the code also to you. So it has asked for a target. Which one? Which one should I type? Come on, show me the chat. Show me. Okay. Left edge. Left edge. Satvik says left edge. Is it Satvik? Yeah, Satvik says left edge. Okay, left edge. Very good. That's the right answer. So now, at least now, give me the random numbers. Give me the random numbers for ball dot velocity. I'll be typing the code. In the meanwhile, you give me the random numbers. Come on, don't make it too high, Sujit. Ready? Okay, 1 to 10, 1 to 10. Okay, I mean -10 to 10. Okay, negative numbers. If you want, you can give them. Come on, ball dot velocity. So what should be the velocity now? Velocity y equals to. Yeah, I gave it 4. Type in random. Okay, 1. 1 is what? Okay, 4. 1. Okay, I'll give 4 for velocity x and 1 for velocity y as Ohas and Satvik told. So now let's see what happens to the ball. You're able to see the ball, right? Okay, bounced off top, bottom, right, left, bottom. Isn't that cool? Okay, now I'll be sharing this code in the chat. If anyone is interested, okay, I'm going to share this code in the chat. Oh, 1 minute. So there you go. I've given you the chat. This. Yeah. Given the code in the chat, people. Come on. Come on, come on. You can open it and do it, okay? If anybody has any, so that will be the end of our first class. If you have any doubts, anything, just spam the chat box. I'm going to switch off slow mode from chat. Okay? Spam the chat now. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Chat settings. Screen settings, chat. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I guess your net is slow. We are typing the answer, but you are getting. No, I mean the live streams are always like that. They are 2 minute delay. Okay. Type it quick. Type your doubts. If there are no doubts, you can leave the session. I will stop it. Okay. And kindly don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Okay. And turn on the bell icon to know when I will be coming live. Tomorrow also there will be a live session at the same time at 4:30 to whatever time. Okay. How much ever time stream takes. Let me just make it focus. Yeah, focused. So let's see. There are 5 watching yet. Are there any doubts, Satvik? If there are no doubts, I'll end the stream right here. There are no doubts, right? The comments will be on. If you have any doubts, you can just comment. Ohas, I'll inform you. Okay. Yeah, actually, I'm planning to Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday. No, not every day. I have learned at White Hat Junior, Satvik. I'm a certified game developer. You can check the description, and you can also play with the values. I have just shared the link. Just type 1 if you have got the link. Type 1, type 1. Type 1 in the chat box. Okay. Ohas says okay. Okay, bye. Bye, Ohas. Bye, Ohas. I'm ending the stream. Okay, then. Thank you. Bye. So I'm ending this.